Tongue-Tied and Twisted is a show with Peter Chand as a storyteller and PKCtheFirst as a DJ, and it's a combination of traditional Indian folk tales that have been collected from older people who came to the UK with those stories from their childhoods, and now they've been reinterpreted by Peter and PKCtheFirst.
It started off going to these great groups of Asian elders, and me telling them stories in Punjabi and then sort of eliciting stories back from them. And then it was working with PKCtheFirst and adding his elements to it as well, so his music, his sensibility, his rhythm, and bringing those stories together.
The sort of music I used in this process was a lot of hip-hop, R&B, dubstep, drum and bass. It's not the typical Asian instruments, bhangra, Hindi, stuff like that. It's a cross between a lot of different genres.
Crazy insects biting every single inch of their body, piercing their skin!
I've not seen a storyteller working with a DJ, a music producer, who's actually not just mixing music, but also mixing the words and the language spoken by the elders as I'm storytelling, and that is delightful.
She told him the story about the leopard of Amritsar, as she took thorn from skin.
I still get this chill every now and then when the essence of the story actually comes out.
Adding hope to hope.
We had stories from simple fables or quite comical stories to quite deep folk tales.
When he whispers those words to me, well, those words, they drip off his lips like honey.
We had small stories that were little more than jokes, but all added to the rich flavour of this piece.
The project came about through a conversation between Peter Chand and Black Country Touring. And this particular project has got a very special element to it of going into the community and trying to capture some of those stories from the Asian elders living in the Black Country.
This old cotton, not just any old cotton, the best cotton that money could buy.
Some of them are in their 80s. They're very inspiring, strong women. At each session, they'd come prepared with their homework because they'd had time to think about the stories that they might have been told when they were young and they were children. Stories that they might have been told by grandparents, by their parents.
He was wiping the sweat from his brow. There in the shade of a 7-storey mansion, he was shouting out, hawking his wares.
It's just really moving, gave me goosebumps basically.
It just hit me at the core, like, you know, I enjoyed it to the fullest.
For reminiscence, for people to have that spark, to remember something about themselves and their past and their history, it was an incredible experience.
Each one of the shows that we've performed, the audience has been a mixture of different cultures, different backgrounds and different ages. It appeals to a vast array of different people and different listeners.
It's just amazing that these stories have been told over generations to their children, and still even today some parents, I'm sure, must be telling the same stories to their children.
Take all those stories on board and then to relay them in the most incredible way that it lasts with people.
Somebody coming new to the production will see a storyteller at the top of his game working very hard with a DJ who's live mixing on stage, and that's just an incredible combination. It's very entertaining, very now, but very ancient.
Caravaggio, the ancient tradition.